Hey girlfriends, welcome back to the channel for another video. If you're new here, my name is GeranikaMycia, but all my friends call me G. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back this week and clicking on my face. If you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, girl, for all of the fabulous updates, and come back each week for weekly uploads. When it comes to archive, pre-loved, luxury, vintage pieces, rare, hard to find pieces, you know I'm your girl, right? Like, I'm the girl for the things, okay? I love me a good archive piece, and lately, y'all, I have been seeing the archive pieces everywhere. Some good prices, some the prices be a little crazy. Even if it's an archive piece that maybe it's not on my list, I'm like, oh my god, maybe there's someone like me out there looking for this piece. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about how to find and how to shop these pieces, and also when you come across these pieces, we're going to talk pricing, we're going to talk condition of the item, how do you know when to pull the trigger, all of the things. So if you are an archive girl or you want to get into like vintage, archive, rare, hard to find pieces, this video is for you, girl, so keep watching. We cannot start this video off without just talking about how fashion is changing. Like, it's literally changing, especially luxury fashion. It is changing, girl. I feel like fashion in general, especially luxury fashion, is becoming more accessible, and it's like fashion is just changing. The way we buy and consume fashion, it's changing. I was literally on my way to New York, well, I was leaving New York. They were selling designer bags in the airport. I've never seen that. Of course, I stopped and looked, and I wanted to look at the price. Price tags were crazy, but they had, I saw a few archive pieces. They had luxury handbags. You can buy them in an airport. When I was in New York, I saw Rebag was teaming up with Bloomingdale's for an in-store luxury experience where you can buy luxury handbags. Also, Neiman's and Saks partnering together. Now, I don't know how that's gonna work. I didn't really read the article, but I saw Neiman's and Saks, they're merging into one big family now. The way we consume fashion is changing, and especially with like dupe mania. Dupes, I don't see dupes going anywhere. Dupes, baby, they have the game in a chokehold to the point where I don't see how dupes will ever stop. I feel like it's gonna grow into this thing that will not be able to be controlled, okay? And also, when it comes to pre-loved luxury, pre-loved luxury is completely different from when I started buying on the pre-loved market. When I used to buy on the pre-loved market, it wasn't as accessible. They didn't have as many outlets to buy it. Like, you literally at one point only had like eBay, and then I got savvy to like Poshmark. I haven't really ventured out into like the Depop, so all that type of stuff. You have Vestiaire Collective. When it comes to the pre-loved market, girl, it is growing in such a way that I love it. I love it for us because you can find some of the pieces that you have been looking for years. People are letting them go, and they're on the pre-loved market. If we're being honest, I love fashion. I love all fashions. It does not have to be luxury fashion. I just love fashion. But when it comes to the pre-loved market, I appreciate it in a way that's just like, I don't have the words to describe it. I appreciate it because it allows me to go back and find all of the pieces that I couldn't afford years ago, or pieces that I may have missed out on, and now I'm able to get them. So I have been extremely successful at finding 99.99999% of the things that I've wanted, and things that's on my wish list, things that's on my archive list. I've also been super successful at buying luxury items that's current, but I may have found them on the pre-loved market for a fraction of the price. So in this video, I'm going to share all of my tips on how I've been so successful at buying these pieces and curating such a delicious wardrobe, okay? Hopefully this video is helpful and it helps you build the wardrobe that you love just as much as I love mine. Tip number one, you need to make a wish list. You need to know what you are looking for when you're shopping, because if you don't know what you're looking for, girl, it can literally just pass you right on by. When it comes to archive pieces, people always ask me, how do I know what I'm looking for? Me, most of my archive pieces come from when I couldn't afford them. Like, I probably can go all the way back to like being a kid. When it comes to my vintage Dior bag, I wanted that bag since I was a kid. I couldn't afford that, and it just stayed on my list. Like, I have a mental list of items that I want to check off. Y'all, I've checked off so many of these items off my list because I made a list and I knew what I was looking for. So if I'm scrolling the pre-loved market, soon as something pop up, it's kind of like, bam, it pulls from the list, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm looking for that, and I know to to check out because it's on my list. So you cannot look for rare archive vintage pieces if you don't know what you're looking for. Also, a lot of my pieces come from runway shows. I love, oh my god, when it comes to Fendi, y'all, I am always on YouTube looking at old Fendi runway shows because they have some of the best, especially when Karl Lagerfeld was the creative director at Fendi. They had some of the best pieces. So I'm always just, especially during COVID, I was always looking at runway shows. So a lot of the archive pieces come on my wish list because I'm always looking at runway shows. Sometimes I get archive pieces from Instagram. Like if I come across somebody and she have a piece on, I'm like, oh my god, what is that? I'm gonna go do my research and maybe it's like old Margiela from like 07 or something. So now I know, okay, add that to the wish list. But tip number one, you have to have a wish list. If you don't have a wish list or a list of things that you know that you're looking for, girl, you're just kind of like, you're just out here about here. You ain't gonna get much, okay? Now, when it comes to archive, vintage, rare, hard to find pieces, baby, you have to search, okay? This is tip number 2. You have to search endlessly. When I say endlessly, you have to be ruthless, okay? When I tell y'all, you know how most people wake up in the morning, they checking emails and they checking like Instagram. Baby, as soon as I wake up in the morning, after I say my prayers, I'm searching the websites, okay? The pre-loved market, looking for archive pieces, okay? Usually I always have 3 at the top of the hit list at all times. So that's how I narrow it down. I'm gonna search for these 3 every single day, and if I don't find them, okay, let's move on to some things that pop in my head from the list. But baby, you have to search endlessly. Now when I say endlessly, this is not for the girlies who like, oh, I want this but I don't want to look. Baby, let me tell you something. If you look at my search history on my phone, I search the pre-loved market all day. I don't scroll Instagram, and people don't believe me. My friend was with me and she's like, wait, you're never on Instagram. I say, for what? Okay, what am I looking at on Instagram? Baby, I am searching the pre-loved market. All I do all day is this, on the pre-loved market. I am on the websites like this all day. So you have to search endlessly, okay? If you don't search, it ain't gonna just come knock on your door, okay? I remember, and also, I search the internet. Well, I'm up at the randomest times, baby. When I tell y'all I could wake up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom and get a glass of water, yeah, before I like lay my head back down to go to sleep, oh, I'm like this, girl, tired as hell, like. And that's how I found the Chanel necklace, the chunky Chanel necklace. That's how I found, well, I actually DM'd the seller. That's how I got my Celine ID necklace. So you have to be on the internet searching, okay? You gotta be looking because it's not gonna come knocking at your door, okay? And the worst thing, oh my god, the thing that haunts me the most are the items that I passed up because maybe I took a day off of scrolling, and then I'll go scroll a website and see, oh, an archive piece that I was looking for sold. Oh, I'd be like, no days off, baby, none. So now I don't take no days off. I missed one archive piece that, oh, to this day right now, like, oh, my heart is just broken. Baby, after realizing I missed that piece for such an amazing price, oh, I don't play about scrolling. So tip number 2, you need to be ruthless. You need to scroll endlessly, babes. You need to be on it, okay? Okay. Tip number 3, when searching for these pieces, you need to describe the item in the search bar, whether you're on Google or whichever way you search. You need to describe it in such, like, you need to be in specific details, like especially if you don't know the name of the item. Even if you do know the name of the item, you have to describe, be very creative and describe the item. Let's say we're talking about the Fendi Havana sunglasses. Somebody may have these glasses and not know the name of the glasses. They may not know they have the Fendi Havana glasses. So when they're trying to sell this item, they're not gonna put Fendi Havana 2011 sunglasses. They may just put, most of the times I come across the glasses, y'all, it be Fendi goggles, Fendi purple goggles, Fendi tinted frames. You have to be down to like the T. When I found my yellow Fendi Havana sunglasses, I literally put in Fendi yellow tinted lenses. Boop, popped up. You cannot just put in the name of the item and think you're gonna find it. On the pre-loved market, 9 times out of 10, the number one thing I come across and I see, people don't know what they have, so they don't know how to describe the item. And a lot of times when people are describing items that they're selling, they're lazy. Especially if you're on the real world, they're not going into detail to say, Fendi Havana 2016 sunglasses or Karl Lagerfeld supermodel 1996 tote. They're not doing all that. Chanel tote. Chanel tote gold hardware. So you have to like be very creative when describing the item. The way I found my Saint Laurent cage booty, it was literally listed under YSL cage heel. So you have to be very detailed, specific, and a little creative when describing the item in Google. And you can also Google picture search. That has been helpful for me also. But when it comes to most items, I find I like to be creative in the search bar. So that's definitely a tip that has helped me get, I'm gonna say, half of the things that I have. So now let's get into shopping tips. When you are shopping, people who are new to the pre-loved market, I never tell them to shop private sellers like straight off the bat. Like, you need to get a little more savvy before you just hop into buying things from private sellers. So I'm gonna say, when shopping, you need to shop private sellers and places that allow you a return period and your guaranteed money back. You don't want a store credit. I don't want to exchange anything. No, I want to be able, if I don't like this item or it's not described in a way that the description of the item is not the same as the condition of the item that I received, I want to be able to return it and get my full money back. So I would definitely say, when it comes to me, I don't shop anywhere that I cannot get my money back. Also, when shopping on the real, what you need to know, anything that's marked down 40% and over, it's gonna be final sale. When they say final sale, you're not getting your money back. So you need to watch that. Don't just look at it, oh yeah, it's 40% off, I want it. If you scroll down and read the fine print, baby, it's gonna say final sale, AKA no return. So if you get this item and the picture don't match the item that you got, I believe they will, you have to do a whole lot, open up a case and all that, just to stay away from that. Just be very particular about that 40% because it is final sale. I kind of like to stay away from that because I love the option to return, baby. I need to see if I love you, because I want the option to return. So do not shop anywhere that you do not have the option to return. All right, so next let's talk condition of the item. When you are shopping on the pre-loved market, they're going to describe it in a few different ways, but I'm going to just stay on the standard of the real. They have pristine, excellent, good, very good, good, fair, and as is. When they say pristine condition, it's usually, it has its tags, it's never been used. Excellent, it does not have tags, it has been used, but it has no signs of wear. Very good shows minor signs of wear, like nothing too crazy. You may have like a little scratch at the hardware or a scratch here or there, whatever. Condition is items that has moderate signs of wear. Fair condition shows heavy signs of wear. As is, I'm gonna just say this, as is means toe the hell up, okay? When something is as is, I just stay away, girl. As soon as I see as is, I can just keep walking. Usually when you see something that's as is, it's gonna have loss of shape, where the bottom of the shoe probably talking. Like, as is, usually it is toe up. I would not recommend buying anything that's as is, unless you just don't mind it being toe up. But you have to also think about, when you're buying on the pre-loved market, it's used, it's secondhand, someone else owned this item. It's not like you're going into a store and it's brand new and you know I have time with this girl. So when I'm buying something on the pre-loved market, usually I stay with pristine, excellent, good, very good. Anything under good, like fair and all that, I stay away from that because usually it's not worth the money, and I still want to have the option to use the item for years and years to come. Something that's as is, I feel like I don't want anything that's run down, child. I could wait, okay? So fair and as is, I would just leave it alone, sis. When it comes to the pre-loved market, always look for the items: pristine, excellent, good, and very good. My last thing I wanted to talk about was the price point, because this is like the #1 topic. Anytime you guys DM me or comment, you guys are always asking, hey G, how do I know what price to either negotiate or what price to pull the trigger on? I actually put a few things under price. I have one, it depends on the condition of the item. It depends on what the item is reselling for on the pre-loved market and how rare the item is and what you're willing to pay. So when I'm shopping, when it comes to price, I always look at the condition of the items. I want to look at pictures. Also, ladies, please be aware of fraudulent pictures. It goes back to also don't buy anything from a seller that does not have reviews. Before you buy from a website or before you buy from a seller, you need to look at reviews. If the seller don't have reviews, I'm not buying it. If it's a website, I'm gonna Google reviews on Fashion File, reviews on The Real, reviews on Yogi's Closet. Do your reviews, okay? Do your research before you spend your usually vintage and rare pieces. Usually they're in good condition. You never, well, I don't say never. I have never found a seller that listed a vintage item as pristine. Even my Saint Laurent Cage heels, they were only worn once, but she put them in excellent condition. When it comes to vintage items, I expect wear and tear, but I'm still very picky. So when it comes to pricing, I always look at the condition. The second thing is, how rare is this item? If it's, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Y'all know I'm a baby when it comes to archive pieces. Sometimes I don't have time to even blink, okay? Next thing I know, I'm getting an alert from Chase. Did you purchase X, Y, and Z? Yes, I did, girl. Except let these people take my money. When an item is rare, y'all, I can't lie. When it could be a little pricey. We all got our max on what we're willing to pay, but baby, when an item is rare, you really don't have time to think, okay? You better buy and think later. So usually that's what I do. I buy and I think later because baby, it's kind of like with that Chanel necklace. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, girl, and I'm scrolling. And when I saw it for that price, the price was a little above what I was willing to pay. Well, clearly not, because I still paid it. But I was seeing that necklace all over the internet for $6,000+. The necklace was reselling for $14,000 on Farfetch, which they just crazy over there, child. When I saw it for this price, now the price wasn't low, but it was doable, girl. I threw my glasses on in the middle of the night, girl. I had to purchase it. So when an item is rare, I can't lie, I'm willing to pay the price, okay? I'm gonna pay the price and think about it later, baby. We're not going to Target, we're not going to the mall. I'm willing to sit down for the pieces, okay? I spent my budget, or I can't go nowhere else, okay? We at the house eating oodles and noodles because I'm not going to dinner with nobody. I spent my budget on an archive piece. So when the pieces are rare, you gotta pay the price. I ain't saying pay a crazy price, but sometimes when the party's the girl, when it's rare, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, girlfriends, so for the most part, this is literally how I get all of my archive pieces. A lot of the sellers that I find, I'm gonna be honest, I shop private sellers a lot, okay? And I feel like I've been doing it for years, so I'm a little more savvy when it comes to shopping private sellers. A lot of the private sellers, thank God, I would find them through friends and people who know people, like, hey, I know somebody's selling this. So I'm gonna say start small. If you're trying to get your feet wet, definitely start with like the websites like Fashion File. I'm not really gonna say Poshmark because Poshmark is a third-party website where you're buying from somebody and they're gonna authenticate it for you, but you can't return it. And with Poshmark, when it comes to luxury items, I don't buy anything under $500, okay? It's on Poshmark, they don't authenticate anything under $500, so keep that in mind, okay? I'm okay with paying $500+ on Poshmark, but I don't really shop Poshmark anymore. But whew, I said all of this to say, y'all, this is literally how I get 99.999% of the things I have, the archive pieces. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful for you guys. If I didn't answer any questions or you have questions, comment down below and we can chat down there, girl. Because one of the girlfriends, y'all, she sent me a picture of a bag that she just got as an archive piece. Oh my God, when I opened the message, I was just like, I said, girl, this is so nostalgic. It just really brought back memories to the point where sister girl got me on the hunt for the bag. I'm like, oh, now this bag wasn't even on my radar and now she got it on my radar. So it be like that, girl. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please give this video a big thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you girls in the next one.